All right, everybody, we're going to do something a little different this week. If you guys remember, we've got our cousin Marcus with us. We thought we'd bring him back, and we're going to do something a little different. He's a new cigar smoker. Kevin's, I'll call him an advanced beginner cigar smoker, and I'll call myself probably a intermediate cigar smoker. One day I hope to get to the advanced rank. So I thought it'd be a good time, kind of like, Cam Newton's Cutting Light, I think it's called. Kind of just to talk about cigars as we bring somebody into this world of cigars, answer any questions that he may have, and help the folks out there that may have the same questions that are interested in cigars, and hope we can help. We can kind of compare notes and maybe learn something.
Yeah, actually, I am new into cigars, so I have several questions. What, in both of your opinions, determines a good cigar?
Oh, you're gonna let the advanced beginner answer this one first?
Yeah.
All right. For me, man, I'm more simple. Fuck you, Lamar.
You simple as hell.
Because Lamar can actually, he could taste the leather and the cobweb, and the oak and amber and all that other shit in it, and I just taste cigar. But for me personally, you know what I'm saying? If it's like if it's like too peppery, where you hit it and then your throat instantly goes dry, or it just don't taste right, it don't burn right, keeps going out. The tobacco on the outside unravels. Just shit like that, man. Because I smoke. That's what I do. So sometimes it's either hit or miss. But for me, that's how I find what cigar is good for me and what's not.
Cool. I guess for me it depends. It depends on what I'm doing. So like back when I used to cut the grass and I smoke a cigar while cutting the grass, I don't want anything complicated. I just like a nice basic cigar to cut the grass. But if I'm sitting outside chilling, reading a book or something, I don't mind something with like some complexity, some flavor. So for me, construction is the first thing I look at. So what's it look like? When I cut it, is it going to perform properly? When I light it, is it going to burn properly? I like a nice, consistent smoke. I don't want to have to baby it. I don't want to have to double puff it. I don't want to have to keep lighting it and fighting with it and stuff like that. And then there's the flavor. For some people, they like complex transitions. And in the first third, they got sauerkraut. And in the second third, they got orange juice. And in the final third, they got strawberry jelly or whatever the fuck they be tasting on some of those beers, man. But
those are terrible flavors to mesh together, but whatever.
I just picked some shit. So for me, I mean, I just like flavor. Like I don't mind pepper. I like pepper. It doesn't have to have transition. It just has to be good flavor. Like I don't like it if it's just all I taste is cigar. Like Kevin said, is just a smoky, flavorless mess. And before I was like, if I bought it, I'm gonna smoke it. Now the hell with that. I'm not gonna smoke a cigar and sit out here for an hour to 2 hours of my time. Like, oh fuck. No. Right. It's just I go get something else. And so, I mean, for me, that's it. I mean, construction probably is key. The way it performs is second, and then flavor for me. Because if it's just like a basic, simple, consistent flavor, and I'm drinking something and it doesn't go well, that sucks too. So also be mindful of what you're drinking. So I mean, we talked a few episodes back about pairing different drinks. Like, don't drink a Sprite or some shit with something that's got certain flavors in it. And it might work against you. But once you start picking up flavors and shit, you'll find out what you like and what you don't like. Because sometimes it'll be a good cigar and you just don't like it. So.
Okay. And before I move to my next question, I caught on to something you said. I ain't never met a nigga that does it, or I ain't never met a nigga that smokes a cigar and cuts their grass. I just picture a black nigga from the A-team with some above the knee shorts, some loafers and high white socks. Because that sounds ridiculous.
No, so what happened was, for me with cigars, like I've been smoking cigars for probably 10, 12 years. And the first probably half of those, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I would just go pick a cigar, light it all wrong, cut it all wrong. all that shit. So like about 5 or 6 years back, I basically started from scratch. I threw away all the cigars I had, got some new ones, went to the shop, talked to the people, talked about everything, looked at YouTube videos, and kind of got reacclimated with, what I'm doing wrong and what I'm doing right. And that's when I started learning about flavors, the accessories, your ritual that you end up developing. And then I would always hear people talk about what they call a yard guard. I was like, what the fuck is that? So they were like, yeah, a cigar while you're out working in the yard or cutting the grass. So I was like, well, shit, I cut the grass. I got cigars. And I'm gonna smoke a cigar. It's a lot of fucking work. I think it's really designed for people that have riding lawnmowers, but
yeah. So you was one hand in that motherfucker, bro.
Yeah. I mean, shit,
you're right.
Gangsta ass lawn
bro.
No, I like my job, so I'm good.
Honey, that's a thug across the street. Just look at the way he's holding that.
I mean, and even like if I'm in the garage and shit, I'll just put the little table outside and have the garage while I'm like working on the bike or something. So it kind of goes with your situation.
My next question is, what cuts do you prefer when you are cutting? Because I know you can cut the tip of your cigar or the end of your cigar where you pull smoke from differently. I know that certain cuts give you more smoke. Certain cuts do certain things. One, what do you prefer in terms of your cut of your cigar? And secondly, what are the different cuts?
All right. So, I mean, at a basic level, there's just a straight cut, which is what you did on your cigar. There's a punch, which I think I have one. So a lot of times lighters will have on the end what's called a punch.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can just find the punches right now. So I think it's Lafines or Lesfines, or I can't remember how the name is pronounced, but they actually sell a knife that has a little groove in it made for cutting cigars. They just came out with a beaded bracelet that has a punch on the clasp. So like beaded bracelet, and like right here, there's a punch. So you just take it off, punch a cigar. So you always got a punch with you.
Oh, okay.
I ain't quite there.
Oh, that's dope.
For me, I don't really like straight cuts because the risk of running a wrapper. Some people, that's all they prefer. It's simple, it's to the point. Some people like punches. It just depends. To me, it depends on the cigar. If it's a really small cigar, I'll probably do a straight cut or a punch. If it's a cigar with like a flat cap, I'll do a punch. But if I have my choice, as tonight, I'm gonna go with a V cut. And
what's the benefit of a V cut?
So some people say that you get more smoke and more flavor. My palate might not be good enough for that, but it makes no difference to me. I just like the fact that I consistently don't have to worry about this happening. So every now and then it happens, but I like that. And I usually cut mine twice. So I V cut in like an X. Like I saw a crown cut on Instagram one day and they go like cut. And I was like, that's just too much work. And so I just like the cross cut where it to me, it gives me a lot of smoke output. It doesn't beat it up, and it's a good consistent cut. So, and it doesn't take a long ass time.
Okay.
What
and
about
then
you,
Kevin? What cut do you prefer?
It just depends on the type of cigar I'm smoking, man. Like if it's like if the end is more squared off, kind of, you know what I'm saying, I'll use a punch. Then the torpedo looking ones, I'll use a straight cut. I'm learning how to V cut, so I use that just because I'm trying to get it, because my V cuts are fucking ugly, man. It looks like a goddamn. You remember the movie Critters? It looked like a damn critter mouth.
But see, the thing though with a V cut is, if you don't have a sharp V cut, it'll tear your cigar up, and that's what your problem was. Your V cut wasn't sharp, and if you're gonna do V cuts consistently, spend a little bit of money on a good cutter. You know, those cheap V cutters, they work like the good first 4 or 5 cigars, then they get dull and they trash.
Yeah, but since I've only been at it about a year or two, Marcus, it just depends on the mood. Sometimes I'll go straight V cut for like 2 weeks, or I'll just go straight cut for like 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
The only problem I kind of have with straight cuts is, well, it's kind of my fault, but I have a bad habit of leaving my straight cutters outside. So eventually they start to dull and shit, so it doesn't really cut through. It's kind of like a smush and then
Yeah,
cut.
and
So
you don't want that.
it turns ugly as fuck.
Mhm.
But I would honestly have to go with the punch. If I had
Yeah.
to choose one, I would say the punch is my favorite one.
Yeah. Try them all.
Okay.
And you'll find which ones you like, which ones you don't like. Yeah, like torpedo. Some people straight cut at an angle. They say it gets some more smoke surface area. I mean, sometimes you'll find like people have like superstitions and beliefs. To me, some of the shit don't matter. Cut it how you like it. If you can light it and smoke it, you good to go.
Understandable. So my next question is, and I want to start with Kevin on this one. And this is a major question amongst people that want to get into cigar smoking, and that I've heard amongst my friends and other people just in random conversations. Do you inhale or do you waft within your mouth, or just kind of almost just circulate the smoke in your mouth?
I more circulate. You inhale that motherfucker,
You will die.
Yeah, well, but do you inhale a little bit, or do you inhale at all, or is it strictly just smoke in your mouth, spit it out? Because I know people, I have met people that do smoke cigars. Some of them inhale a little bit of the smoke. They waft a little more around in their mouth to savor the flavor. But I do know people that don't inhale at all.
Yeah, I'm a don't inhale at all.
Yeah.
I've accidentally done it a couple times and almost died, man. Like my eyes was watered, it's like I was crying. My face turned red. Y'all see my complexion. My face turned red. That shit was bad, man. But I mean, I want to see somebody who can actually inhale, because I've never seen nobody actually inhale them bitches, because they got iron lungs or some shit. I don't know, but that I want to see.
They done been through some shit.
Yeah. They was in Vietnam. They was in Vietnam.
Only you can say that.
Hell yeah, but yeah. Definitely just blow the smoke out, man.
Yeah. So for me, what I like to do is, like, right now, I mean, I don't do it as much, but I like take the smoke in, blow like maybe half of it out, and kind of let that sit around. And that's the part when I'm catching the flavor and stuff like that. And then depending on how I'm feeling that day, that's when I let it go out my nose. So kind of like this. This is what it kind of looks like.
That shit hurts too. Fuck that.
So that's kind of like my usual process. And the reason why it hurts is Kevin doing it wrong.
That's why I don't even fucking do it. I don't even mess with it. Fuck it.
Yeah, Kim can do it, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Does she indulge in the cigars?
On occasion, not very many. Maybe 1-2 a year.
Okay.
Sometimes she'll come out and smoke with me. We'll go to the lounge together every now and then.
Oh, okay. So my next question is, it's not a general like specific to cigar question, but it's more or less specific to you guys. And I'll start with Lamar. What got you into smoking cigars? Now, I'm sure you've probably answered this on a previous podcast, but I would like to know.
I think we did. So I think like when I first started, you see people doing like ball shit. So I'm in college doing the shit like, yeah, cigar. I'm cool as fuck. And then like after a while, it kind of got to be like a ritual. And like it's one of those things where like the more you learn, the more fun it gets. The more you learn that's out there, the more options that are available. So I like stuff that's different. And that's a challenge. Cause like at the time, none of my friends were really smoking cigars. So it's like, so what? So I think for me, it was initially that I seen it in movies and shit and thought it was cool. And then as time went on, I started to appreciate it I appreciate like the fact that it's a handmade product. You could have two of the same cigar and they're not exactly the same. Just little shit like that. So, or you and me can smoke the same cigar. I'll love it. You'll hate it. And I just like that aspect of it. And, when you go and smoke a cigar, you're talking at least an hour to 2 hours of uninterrupted, bother-free time. So that's for me. What about you, Kevin?
I just left started, man, because we just went and he was like, hey, man, we're going to go smoke cigars. I said, all right, cool. What the fuck ever. I smoke. I smoke black for folk. I'm with it. And then but then I came to realize, number one, it relaxes the hell out of me, man. Especially, when I came back from overseas and stuff like that, man. And it was kind of like high, my awareness was high as fuck. Like I was always just, but then, smoke a cigar and I kind of mellow out a little bit. Then I was like, oh shit, it's pretty cool. And then nobody else likes cigars or the smoke. So like he said, some uninterrupted, me time type shit. So, and just to slow down a little bit because life can get out of hand, man. Like, especially all them damn kids I got, man. And then I realized it gave me a second to kind of just take a step back from everything that's going on in my life in the world, basically, and recollect and go back into the fight. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, that's good.
That's really it. And then just ain't nothing like whiskey and cigars, man. Like I've been able to experience different kinds of whiskeys because I wouldn't drink shit but fucking Hennessy all the time. Hennessy and Crown all the time. But now I'm starting to pair different whiskeys with different cigars because I like the challenge, the fun of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm still trying to see if I can get a taste out of something. I get cocoa once and I was like, oh shit, I can taste my damn cigar. Like it's fun. It's fun. And then the boss shit. Because I mean I look cool as fuck with my goddamn cigar.
Whatever works for you.
As long as you ain't cutting the grass.
Hey, that was some cool shit. Kim was like, are you cutting the grass and smoking a cigar? Why, indeed I am.
Were you wearing loafers?
Hell no, man. So Marcus, what about you, man?
Yeah, I was just about to ask.
Oh, okay, good.
No, it's all right, go ahead.
I had smoked a couple cigars throughout time, and I used to inhale them bitches. And like like you said, like I'd be like, oh goddamn, I feel like throwing up. So then I wasn't really into them. And actually, back in September, I was in New York. I went to a cigar bar, and they coached me on what cigars I would like for a beginner and stuff like that. And I smoke Black and Milds when I drink, and that's pipe tobacco. It's completely different than cigar tobacco. And the feeling I got when I was drinking and smoking cigars was just like completely different. Like Kevin said, it was a little more relaxing. It took the edge off a lot more. And when you're drinking, sometimes you want to take that edge off. So that's what got me into them. And I, like Lamar said at the beginning of this, like I'm super new to this. So like I hope to progress into what you guys are into. And just know what I'm doing a little more. So that's what got me into it.
Hey, always be learning, man. That's the fun shit about it. Learning something all the time.
Right.
Tell us about that. I mean, it was your first time going into a brick and mortar. What's that like for a newbie?
It was crazy. To be honest, though, the cigar spot that we went to was like super welcoming, and it helped that the person I was with just bought everybody's cigars and drinks that night. So for the entire night, bought everybody's everything. The bartender and the owner of the bar was super nice. He came up to me, trying to give me step by step. This is how you want to cut it if you want. And they had cutters in there, and it's not like, the single handheld cutters. She had this weird machine. It looked like, those paper cutters from like grade school. And so, and so she was like, well, what do you want to taste? And how do you want to feel? And I know like cigars aren't a feel thing necessarily. It's not like, well, look, well,
go on,
butt in, man. Tell me. No, go ahead. So you're saying you feel, because I don't know. I'm new to this.
Not yet. So kind of those milder ones, it'll just be like the act of it and the flavor, but you'll have some with a good little bit of Lajero in it. Is a type of tobacco. Yeah, that'll Kevin will tell you, man.
Yeah, I must have had one of those a couple months ago, man, because I had one and I stood up and I was like, oh shit, I just got fucked up on accident.
Yeah, so some of those strong ones, So
I prefer the strong ones.
Yeah, if you find Roman Craft make some, it's just like the Cro-Magnon, the Neanderthal, the Knuckle Dragger. Yeah, they'll punch you in the face.
I've heard of the Knuckle Dragger.
Yeah.
Okay.
LFD, the double Ajero is pretty strong. I mean, there's a lot of strong ones. So yeah, when you go in, say you want to try something strong, you'll be all right. And now they're getting like, for a while it was like, let's make it as strong as hell, and now it's starting to chill out. Like you can get strong cigars that actually have good flavor, not just cigars that'll punch in the face.
Okay. So tell me this much. So I just through what you were saying, I didn't know that there are different types of tobacco. I honestly thought like cigarette tobacco is processed a little more. Pipe tobacco is the same tobacco as cigarette tobacco, and cigar tobacco is just maybe uncured leaf, a little less uncured. Can you describe to me, from your knowledge, like what makes a strong tobacco, what makes a good quality tobacco that they put it in a cigar as opposed to a cigarette or a black and mild?
Usually it's and I'm no tobacconist, so what I'll say is
is that even a word?
Yeah, it's a
say it 3 times fast.
Tobacconist. So it's basically like a what is the word? Sommelier for wine. It's like that for tobacco. So there's like schools and shit where people go to learn about tobacco, and so like a lot of times like the big fancy cigar places, they'll have some, or like the little spot I took you to, Kevin. There's one that works there, and he's pretty cool.
Yeah, you know what? I met one in Atlanta too. Now I'm thinking about it. I didn't know what his profession was called. I just called him the cigar guy in the back that rolls them up.
Well, no, they don't necessarily roll, but they just know a lot about like the flavors and the taste and shit like him. That. Yeah, so it's pretty cool shit. So I mean, it's a lot of the leaves, the types of leaves, where they come from. So like a lot of people equate Dominican cigars to be a little more mild, and then a lot of them equate cigars from Nicaragua a little stronger. But you can have ones. I mean, it doesn't always be that way, but as a generalization, that's what people do believe. It's the type of leaf, and there's a whole bunch of types of leaves. There's Connecticut's, there's broadleafs, there's Maduros, there's Ligeros. There's hundreds of different leaves, man. And some of those people, man, they really, really, really geek out on that shit. And it's fun to just listen to them talk sometimes, because you just like, wow. You'd be like, I didn't know it was that much shit. Like, Google an interview with Steve Saka. He makes Dumbarton and Trust tobacco cigars. That dude like really understands tobacco. Like, it's fucking crazy. And the way he does shit, he's like, I smoke shit that I want to smoke. If you like it, great. If you don't, but I mean, and most of his cigars I've had, I like. So
okay.
So yeah, I mean, I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, no, it did. Actually, just on like a side question, do you think the way that I'll just generalize it to Americans, but do you think the way that Americans consume tobacco isn't the way it should be consumed? Like, when you see a cigarette, it's more or less a quick hit. When you see a black and mild, it's more or less pipe tobacco or a pipe smoker. Do you think that we're consuming it wrong and we're not getting the proper effects or everything from tobacco because it has such a negative connotation? Do you think that people should smoke cigars more?
I would say yes.
I like to hear what you want to say on that one, man.
Yeah, I would say yes, because being out of smoke blacks, I smoke cigarettes, and just the simple fact that all the addicting chemicals that they put into your blacks and your cigarettes compared to just the natural tobacco of a cigar. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, oh God, I really gotta have a cigar like people be with a cigarette. Like me personally, I'm a cigarette smoker. So if I ain't got a cigarette, I'm angry as fuck half the day if I ain't had the damn cigarette that fucking day.
Just half the day? Go on.
Right.
Fuck you both. Anyway, but with the cigars, it's not like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that they have, those kind of addicting chemicals. It's more natural, tobacco compared to that mixed in chemical shit that they purposely put into.
It's just a leaf. It's just some leaves wrapped in a leaf, wrapped by another leaf. That's it. Sometimes they're flavored. They got them sweet tips, Kevin. Or they're flavored, but yeah, most hand rolled tobaccos are just tobacco. And as far as like Americans doing it wrong, I don't think so. I mean, if you're talking like cigars in general, from what I learned on the Black Lion Zoom a couple weeks ago, we kind of define the market. So Americans, have probably the largest market of cigar smokers. So the cigar brand, the owner of that particular cigar was like, yo, if I got a cigar that takes off here, I'm good. Because, not only do you have like different regions, you have just a lot more people. Like he said, it's millions compared to like it's like hundreds of millions compared to like millions of cigars sold in America. So no. And he said people in America just have money in comparison. So
Right.
they can consume the cigars more. They have that disposable income that they can go buy a 5, 10, 15, 20, 40, $50 cigar and smoke it. So I would say to do it wrong, no. I mean, but you'll get people that are kind of snobbish on a lot of shit. But if you smoke it and that's the way, like if you're doing it wrong and you don't know, then it's fine to help and correct. But if it's like, yo, this is the way I like it, this what gets me what I like, do what you like, fuck everybody else.
Right. Okay. So my last question, and then I'm done. It's a two-parter, and we can start with you, Kevin. How often do you smoke cigars, and do you? Well, actually, I want to start with you, Lamar, because you're not a regular tobacco smoker. So how often do you smoke cigars, and do you worry about the effects of cigars, or do you feel like it's a little different than the other tobacco products that are put out in society?
So, to the second part, I kind of feel that it's different because it is a handmade product. I don't feel like all that extra shit is in there. I feel like they've been smoking cigars for centuries, man. So, they must have got something right. So,
right.
For me, I mean, I think to me, I don't hold it any different than drinking. And there's a clip on YouTube of Steve Harvey in his show, and there's a woman and her mom's a nurse, and they're like pleading with Steve to stop smoking cigars. And he's basically like, hell no, I'm not smoking. I'm not going to stop. And they're like, all these people have died from some smoking. And he's like, correction, cigarette smoke. How many people have you heard that smoke cigars and only cigars die from cigar smoke? And she couldn't answer. She had no answer for him. And even when I went to my doctor was like, do you smoke? I was like, no, I don't smoke cigarettes, but I smoke cigars here and there. And she was like, oh, okay, that's fine. Go ahead. So, I mean, that's fine. My pediatrician said the same thing because she's like, usually a cigar smoker is going to kind of be away and not smoking a cigar in the house. Or if they do, they're really considerate about it. They've got the proper filtration and all that shit. So that's that part of it. Then the second half, how many? It's kind of tricky. I would say on a slow week 1, on a busy week 4 or 5. It just depends on what's going on.
How many this week then? Because of this week, how many this week?
Actually,
same to you, Kevin. After he answers this, but same to you.
Actually, I think this is my second this week. There will be more.
Restraint.
Well, no, it's a function of time too, because for me, like, like a cigarette smoker, like I had a buddy that smokes cigarettes, and I mean, by the time we would take a bathroom break, by the time I go to the bathroom, wash my hands and come back, he just smoked a cigarette and came back. So it's like, boom, boom, I'm out. So people go in and get that quick fix. For me, the cigar is about that ritual. So get my shit out, get my cut out, get my whiskey out, relax. If I'm gonna read a book, I'm gonna read a book. If I'm gonna watch some videos or whatever. So I have that whole setup. So if I can't do it right, I'm not gonna do it, and I wait. So for me, it's part of the ritual of it all. And if I can't do it right, so like to Kevin's point, I'm not like, oh, I gotta get a cigar. It's good when it's like shit is stupid. I'm just gonna go smoke a cigar now. So Kevin, I'll turn it over to you.
Well, as far as how many a week, normally just one when we recording.
Yeah.
To be honest, there's normally one since I do smoke my cigarettes, and because I'm impatient as fuck. So I'm not gonna smoke a cigar every day because I'll be like, oh shit, I gotta get in here. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. So I'm gonna get my nicotine. I'm gonna get my nicotine in. Fucking, I ain't gonna just say tobacco because that's cap, as the kids would say. I would, but once a week. But every once in a while, I might spark the grill up. I like to smoke a cigar when I'm grilling, and it just really depends on the week. But a typical week, just once when we're recording, really. And now that I got a grill, when I grill, matter of fact, I'm gonna smoke one probably Sunday anyway. So, and depends on the situation too. Like a situation that we have coming up as a family, I'm definitely gonna have a fucking cigar at that point. And
of course,
as to the other part of your question about cigars and whatnot, I mean, there is a significant fucking difference with cigar smoke and cigarette smoke. But just me being who I am, like I said, I'm impatient once again, and I just rather smoke that cigarette day to day because I can't take a cigar to work and actually enjoy my cigar because motherfuckers gonna be, hey, some power. And then my cigar fucking time is ruined. Like a motherfucker the other day was smoking a cigar at the gazebo, and I'm just like, look at this motherfucker with nothing to do.
You were jealous as hell.
Look at him. I was walking.
Must be nice.
He don't do shit. And he just smoking a cigar, chilling. And I'm like, damn, man, when you find time to smoke a cigar? That's why I got my cigarettes at work. Now I ain't gonna bring no cigar up here. Like, shit. Hey, man, I'm gonna tell you, young brother, because he was a melon dude. He said, I'm gonna tell you, young brother, fuck these people in this damn job. If I want to smoke a cigar, that's exactly what the fuck I'm gonna do. I said, hell yeah.
We need to get him on. I like that.
I said, hell yeah.
Right.
But I do enjoy it, man, and I do want to get into it more. At one point, I was gonna stop smoking cigarettes altogether and just do cigars. And I found these little flavored cigars, and I was on that for maybe 3 or 4 days, and then life happened again, and I said, "Fuck this! I need a cigarette."
Yeah, he was doing so great too. He was doing so great.
Oh, well, that's all the questions I actually had. To be honest, if this continues, I know y'all was fucking with me earlier, but if this does continue, I'll probably have way more questions.
That's fine, man. Anytime, man. Even if it's just a quick question, always reach out. If I can't answer it, I'll ask on Instagram. Shit.
Yeah, go to him. He got the cigar group. He's popping on Instagram.
No, man, it's just
cigar. You got cigar group?
No, man, it's just hell no.
Look, Kevin was waiting. He was like, "Let me tell you, nigga."
No, it's just like that experience that you had in the lounge. Like the cigar community is just like that, man.
Yeah.
Like even in comments when we talk about cigars, man, like I use cedar spill sometimes a light, and it would never work for me. And a brother came in the comments and was like telling me exactly how to set it up. Remember the last time we smoked together, the little piece of stick that I had and I was lighting it, the little sword looking thing. Probably not. So just different shit, man. Or like if you're having trouble with shit, like, yeah, somebody's probably dealt with it because people that smoke a cigar is like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. And you can always leverage that experience. And they, some people are assholes, of course, that's with anything. But a lot of people, man, just are so happy like that there's a new cigar smoker out there that's into this world, man, and they just love it. So
yeah, and I just want to add, man, that it's a lot. I joke about the cigar groupie shit, but just cigar smokers in general, that entire community, social media and not social media. It's all love, man. You know what I'm saying? If
that's real.
You go into a cigar shop and you just catch another. Hey, what's up, brother? So what you smoking? Yeah, I'm thinking about getting this. What you think about? It's always a conversation piece, and it's always love, man. Regardless of your race, your religion, any of
race,
that.
Religion.
It kind of goes out the door from my experiences so far, and it's just all love. We cigar smokers. That's it. Yep. So,
don't matter how much money you got.
I love that community, man.
Yeah, man. I remember one time it was crazy. We talked about it on here before. I was at a cigar lounge with my buddies, and it was like 3 dudes sitting together in a cigar lounge, in the little chairs. And a woman comes up and she's like, "You mind if I sit with y'all?" And if you ever go anywhere else in a bar, that shit will never happen. And so she sat down. It's cool, chopping it up, chilling. It wasn't on no crazy shit, no creepy shit, no weird shit. She wasn't like fearing for her life or no shit like that, like you would in a bar. But it was just good times, man, all the time.
Yeah.
Okay.
So got a question for you, man. So like for you, like what's the most intimidating thing about being a new smoker?
Ooh, good question.
Just I don't know. Like so that and the good thing is prior to everything you were just saying turns me on to be able to accept the community, because I feel like anytime you go into something new, you're gonna have snobs and people feel some type of way.
Here.
Yeah, definitely.
Because you get those, if you're not smoking Cubans, you're not smoking, or I only smoke Padrones, or whatever the case. They still exist. Don't get me wrong.
Right. And that's my big thing. Like I don't want to be made to look stupid getting into a new hobby. And I'm pretty sure you could explain to people that, but like you said, there are people that just feel some type of way about their cigar smoke. I mean, I indulge in other things and I feel some type of way about those other things and the way people indulge in those other things. So sure. I get it.
Mm-hmm. So one thing I recommend to you, and we mentioned it before, and we're very big proponents of new smokers, old smokers, advanced smokers, wherever you fit at on the spectrum. Cigar of the Month clubs, man, are the way. I mean, because you get a variety, you get it at a good price, and a lot of the better ones will have like the flavor notes. So like even me now, I'll take the paper out while I'm smoking, and I'm like, did I get biscuits? No. Did I get citrus? No. Did I get cocoa? Yeah, I got that. Did I get leather? Did I get graham cracker? So they'll have all these flavors that they catch, and sometimes you catch them, sometimes you don't. And then when you catch that shit, it's like you won the lottery real quick. Like when Kevin caught that cocoa that night, you would have thought he won $100.
Yeah, that was my first time fucking taste, man. I was like, wait a minute. Did I take cocoa? Oh my God. Amazing. But yeah, Cigar of the Month Club is definitely the way to go, man. That's what really turned me on the cigars. Because I would normally only just smoke a cigar when I was with Lamar, or if we're with our guy. That one time we was with our goddad at the Falcons coach. Go Colts. And that's part of the cigar ethic that I learned when I was new too. Like I didn't know you weren't supposed to dump the ash. Like, I'm a cigarette smoker, so I'm gonna dump this motherfucking ash. I dumped that bitch like a cigarette, boy. Everybody turned into goddamn the devil or something. What the fuck you doing, Kevin? What the hell is this? You don't dump the ash. What the hell are you violating? What the fuck?
Just giving you what was given to me, because I did the same shit. So
I thought it was.
I actually know that too.
I thought it was basic. I snapped the parade race. I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Oh, you stupid, bro. So in saying that, and this is definitely my last question, and it's a couple questions, but in saying that you guys recommend Cigar of the Month Club, do you have a specific place that you recommend? Because there's more than one Cigar of the Month Club. Do they have tiers? And do you get more cigars than you need monthly? And why the fuck are you laughing, Lamar?
Because of my favorite Cigar of the Month Club, the only one that I have, man, Black Line Luxuries. They have not disappointed me one time, man. They always come with the bangers. 4 or 5 cigars. They come with other stuff. You get a sticker one time. You get cutter. The lighter, the torch Lamar was showing you with the punch, that actually came in one of Black Line's monthly cigar packs or whatever. So that's the one I would recommend, because that's the only one I got. I know Lamar got like Selma. So
I have 2. I had started with my cigar pack.
Yeah.
And so they have definitely grown. There was a couple.
Wait. When you say my cigar pack, is that the site?
That's the name of it. My Cigar Pack. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I just need to know.
So they have, and they're growing. So they have you can do mild to medium, and then you can do medium to full cigars strength. And then they also have a 3-pack that you can do if you just want to do the 3-pack. And then they also have what's called factory direct. So they'll pair with like different cigar rollers, and you won't have the ban and the marketing. It'll be unbanned, but it might be like a test blend or a blend that's like, this is our shit, but nope, it doesn't sell. But we at the factory smoke this all the time. So you get some hidden gems that way. So that's what I appreciate about them. So I had found Black Lion, and I had been following them, and I had been having cigars and stuff, and I had my cigar pack, so I was just gonna roll with them. And then Kevin was getting Black Lion, and he was getting like banger after banger after banger. I was like, fuck. And then what did it is there was a cigar called the Placencia Alma Fuerte, and I had been looking for that shit like forever. And this motherfucker holds that shit up one night, and I'm like, motherfucker.
Hey, I'm smoking this placenta. That's what I'm smoking. Smoking a placenta. That's what I got. I ain't know what the fuck I am.
So that next fucking Monday, I enrolled the Black Lion, man. And yeah, I got a couple more Placencias after that. But yeah, they're probably, from watching it, they're one of my favorites. My cigar pack is really good about exposing you to a lot of shit, and they expose you to a lot of like stuff that you wouldn't normally smoke. Black Lion is going to give you stuff that you can find, but good consistent cigars. They're both around $30, under $40 with tax. So on average, you're looking at $10 a cigar, if you will.
Okay.
But what I will say, that's what you pay. That's not what you get.
No.
Like the Placencia Alma Fuerte is a $22 cigar here all day. And then you still got 3 more cigars after that.
Yep.
1 month we got a $30 cigar and still got 3 more cigars. So you definitely get what you pay for, man. Not to sound like a commercial, but like we rock with them heavy, man. Even if they didn't follow us on social media and we didn't follow them, they just do good shit, man, all day. Like I said, my cigar pack too, I like them. Kevin's not with them, but they turned me on to one of my favorite brands, 2 of my favorite brands too. So they do good shit. But I mean, for a new smoker, I think they're good. There's Pravada. Pravada does some cool shit. And I'll link in the description the episode where we talked about the different cigar of the month clubs, because we kind of go through a lot of them. There's so many. Luxury Cigar Club gets you the expensive shit. There's a whole bunch of them, man. And they're usually like from $30, or even I think my cigar pack has the one that's 3 cigars, and I think that's like $20, $25 or something like that. So that's a good one to get started with. But they go from like that to like 100, 200 for like 5 or 6 of the luxury premium shit. So it just depends on how much you want to spend. So if you decide what your budget is a month, there's a club to match that budget.
Yeah, for damn sure.
And that's kind of the takeaway on that. So man, that was, any more questions?
No more questions. Thank you for answering.
Oh man, that's good, man.
I hope that was a good segment. But
yeah, that was good, man. Good discussion, man. Great questions, man. We really appreciate it, man. And
real good question.
Like you said, anybody always up to help people, so we can help.
I sat here and learned some shit too, because I'm still relatively new to it. We're just smoking a cigar, nigga. I don't know shit. I'm just smoking it.
And like I always say, for anybody that's watching, if I misspoke or anybody misspoke, correct us in the comments. My ego's not too big to where I can't be wrong and admit I'm wrong. So by all means, let me know if I misspoke.
Just do it the right way. We on your ass.
You got that right. You got that right.
One last question. The band. When you get to the band, do you stop smoking the cigar, or do you just take the band off when you get close to the end of the cigar? And when do you finish your cigar? So my band was up a little more than this. Would I take my band off, or would I just be done with the cigar?
Ultimately, it's up to you.
Yeah.
I smoke it. If it's a smart cigar I like, I might smoke it as far as I can. I smoke until it gets hot. Like if the smoke starts getting hot, I'm done. But that's about for me. So like for this one, you see where my band's at, I'll probably smoke past that band. So yeah, just take it off. And like Blackbird Cigars does a good job. Damn, who's another one recently that did a real good job
you just had it.
Damn, I just had it too. Bowtie. Bowtie is awesome. about their ban on their cigars, man. So just take it off and you'll be fine. And keep going.
Okay.
And unless you get tired of it. I mean, because sometimes you get a flavor that like you catch a transition that you don't like and you're done with it. So
yeah.
Oh, okay.
so yeah, man. Thanks for your questions, man. Thanks. It was a good segment. I enjoyed it. So
oh yeah, this is dope.
This is dope. All right, everybody. Thanks for sitting with us tonight. It's a little bit different than what we normally do, but thanks for sitting with us. Thanks to you, Marcus, for coming, joining, asking questions, not being afraid to ask questions and show that you don't know. We definitely appreciate that. Definitely appreciate sharing the love and all that good stuff, man. So
yeah,
thanks, man. Really appreciate you coming out.
And thanks for coming to the Fowl Language Podcast, man. You know, one of our favorite cousins / our brother. I can't remember if we the same age or I'm older. I don't fucking remember. It don't matter. But you know, something like our brother or whatever, man. So appreciate you coming out, man. Appreciate the questions. Appreciate you for getting a cigar. So now I'm not the newbie no more, man. It feels pretty damn good to actually feel like I know some shit. Like, hey, why, yes, I will answer that, Marcus. Yes.
Well, thanks for having me, and thanks for just schooling me on what I need to know. I have way more questions, so if you ever have me back, and I have way more questions, and we can go from there. But I appreciate it, and thanks.
Oh man, anytime you want to come back, man, just let us know.
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
And hopefully you're at a safe space when you're here. So we definitely need that.
You're right.
So
right.
Thanks everybody for sitting with us again. I'm Lamar, Kevin, Marcus, Fowl Language again. As always, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we out.
We out.
Perfect.